What is Bitcoin? You've probably heard the word. Maybe someone mentioned they bought some. Maybe you've seen it in the news. Maybe you've even wondered if you should invest in it yourself. But what is it really? What is Bitcoin in the simplest possible terms, stripped of jargon, hype, and confusion? Let's talk about it. Imagine the internet had its own money. Not a digital version of dollars or rupees or euros, but its own native currency. Something that doesn't belong to any government, can be printed at will, and works anywhere in the world 24/7. That's Bitcoin. It's a new kind of money created in 2009 by someone or a group of people using the name Satoshi Nakamoto. They published a paper titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. It proposed an idea that had never been done before: money without middlemen. No banks. No central authorities. Just people sending value to each other directly through the internet. But how does that even work? Think of it this way: when you send an email, it goes from your inbox to someone else's instantly and for free. Now imagine if you could do that with money. You send someone Bitcoin, and within minutes, it arrives no matter where they are in the world. No bank approvals. No delays. No fees from 5 different intermediaries. That's the core power of Bitcoin. Bitcoin runs on something called blockchain. Now, don't let the word scare you. A blockchain is simply a public digital ledger, a record book that everyone can see but no one can erase. Every time someone sends Bitcoin to someone else, that transaction is recorded on this ledger. It's like writing it into a massive notebook that lives on thousands of computers across the globe. Everyone agrees on what's written. It's transparent. It's secure. And once something is written, it can't be changed. So who controls this ledger? The answer is no one and everyone. Bitcoin is decentralized. That means no single company, person, or government is in charge. Instead, thousands of computers, called nodes, keep copies of the Bitcoin blockchain. They talk to each other. They stay in sync. And they use math and code to agree on what's real. This network is what makes Bitcoin so powerful. There's no single point of failure. No CEO. No headquarters to shut down. Bitcoin is everywhere and nowhere. Now you might ask, where do Bitcoins come from? Good question. Unlike fiat currencies like the dollar, which central banks can print in unlimited amounts, Bitcoin has a fixed supply. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins. Ever. This makes it scarce, like digital gold. Bitcoins are created through a process called mining. Think of mining like a lottery. Powerful computers compete to solve complex math puzzles. The first to solve it gets rewarded with new Bitcoins. This process happens roughly every 10 minutes, and it's how new Bitcoins enter circulation. But mining isn't just about creating coins, it's also how transactions get confirmed. When you send Bitcoin, your transaction gets bundled with others and added to the blockchain by miners. That's why people sometimes say Bitcoin is mined into existence, and why mining is essential to keeping the whole network running smoothly. Now here's something important: Bitcoin is not anonymous, but it is pseudonymous. What does that mean? Every Bitcoin user has an address, a string of letters and numbers. These addresses are public. Anyone can see which address sent how much Bitcoin to which other address. But the real-world identity behind those addresses isn't revealed unless someone chooses to link it. So your transactions are visible, but your name isn't unless you make it known. So why do people buy Bitcoin? There are many reasons. Some see it as digital gold, a store of value that can't be inflated away like fiat currency. Others use it to send money across borders quickly and cheaply. Some people hold it as a hedge against inflation, government instability, or economic collapse. Others see it as the foundation of a new financial system, centralized, transparent, and open to all. But it's also important to understand, Bitcoin is volatile. Its price can swing wildly. It has gone from cents to thousands of dollars, back down, and back up again. That volatility makes it attractive to some investors and scary to others. But over the long term, many believe that its limited supply and growing adoption could make it one of the most important financial assets in the world. Bitcoin also represents a kind of financial freedom. In many parts of the world, people don't have access to reliable banks. They can't store their money safely. They face high fees just to send or receive funds. With Bitcoin, all you need is a phone and an internet connection. You don't need permission to open an account. No credit checks. No paperwork. You just download a wallet app and you're in. You can send, receive, and store Bitcoin on your terms. Of course, it's not perfect. Bitcoin is still evolving. Transactions can be slow compared to traditional payment apps. These can spike during busy periods. It's not immune to scams, hackers, or bad actors. And because it's decentralized, there's no customer service hotline if you lose your password or send funds to the wrong address. You are your own bank, which means you also carry full responsibility. Then there's the environmental debate. Because mining uses powerful computers, it consumes a lot of electricity. Critics argue that Bitcoin's energy use is unsustainable. Supporters say that mining increasingly uses renewable energy and that the benefits of a decentralized, neutral financial system are worth the cost. Truth probably lies somewhere in between, and the industry is working on solutions to make Bitcoin greener over time. So how do you actually use Bitcoin? First, you get a wallet. This is a digital app or device where your Bitcoins are stored. Wallets come in many forms: mobile apps, desktop programs, hardware devices, even paper printouts. Your wallet holds your private keys, kind of like the password that proves you own your coins. You never share this key. If someone gets access to it, they can take your Bitcoin. Once you have a wallet, you can buy Bitcoin on exchanges like Coinbase, Binance, Kraken, or others. You can use bank transfers, cards, or even cash in some places. Once you buy Bitcoin, it's best to transfer it off the exchange and into your own wallet for safety. Exchanges are convenient, but they are also targets for hackers. You can spend Bitcoin too, at least in some places. A growing number of businesses accept it, especially online. Some charities take Bitcoin donations. Some countries are experimenting with Bitcoin as legal tender, but adoption is still growing. It's not mainstream yet, but it's getting closer every year. Another thing to note is that Bitcoin is open source. Anyone can view the code. Anyone can propose changes. Anyone can build tools and services around it. It's not a company with a marketing team, it's a global community of developers, miners, users, investors, and believers. And that community has taken Bitcoin from an obscure idea to $1 trillion asset class in just over a decade. So in the simplest terms, Bitcoin is money for the internet age. It's a tool for financial independence, a hedge against inflation, a new asset class, and a technology movement all rolled into one. It's not perfect. It's not risk-free. But it's a powerful innovation that has captured the imagination of millions, and it's not going away. If you're just starting, don't rush. Learn the basics. Understand how wallets work. Practice with small amounts. Read. Listen. Explore. Bitcoin rewards curiosity. It rewards patience. And it offers a chance to be part of something big, a shift in how the world thinks about money, trust, and value. Bitcoin is more than a price chart. It's a philosophy. A technology. A movement. It invites questions. It invites skepticism. And it invites you to think differently about who controls money and why that matters. In a world where so much is changing, Bitcoin offers a fixed point. A scarce, neutral global asset that anyone can access, no matter who they are or where they live. That's the simplest explanation of Bitcoin. It's just the beginning, but it might just be the most important financial idea of our time.